ordinary work of wool, let alone transformed straw into anything but bundles for livestock. Tears filled her eyes as she stared helplessly at the mounds of dry stalks. No mortal skill could save her. Hours passed, the moon rising higher as despair consumed her. At the stroke of midnight, a faint creak echoed through the chamber. Startled, she looked up to see a most peculiar figure stepping from the shadows.
Who's there?
Why such sorrow, fair maiden?
The king has ordered me to spin this straw into gold by morning, or he will have me killed.
Impossible for you, perhaps, but not for me. What will you give me if I do this task on your behalf?
Hope flickered in her eyes, though caution warned her against bargains with strangers.
I have only this.
It will suffice.
The little man's grin widened. He seated himself at the wheel and began to spin. The straw fed into the spindle with a hiss like wind through reeds, and as it turned, shimmering threads of pure gold emerged. The girl watched in astonishment as the piles of dull straw transformed into gleaming coils. By dawn, every stalk had become gold, and the chamber shone as though the sun itself had descended. Without another word, the little man slipped away just as the first rays of morning touched the windows. The king entered soon after, his eyes widening with greed at the sight.
Magnificent!
But rather than releasing the girl, he led her to an even larger room, overflowing with straw. That night, despair returned. As the moon rose, so did the strange little man.
What will you give me this time?
The girl removed the ring her mother had once worn and offered it with trembling fingers. Again he spun through the night, and again the straw became gold. On the third evening, the king led her to the grandest chamber of all, filled to the rafters with straw.
If you succeed once more, you shall become my queen.
When the little man appeared that night, the girl's heart sank. The man's eyes glinted with something darker than mischief.
I have nothing left to give.
Then promise me your firstborn kid when you become queen.
Horror seized her.
If it must be so, I promise.
Satisfied, the little man spun the straw into gold for a third time, and by morning the chamber blazed with wealth beyond counting. True to his word, the king married the miller's daughter. Though she wore the crown of a queen, joy was slow to find her. The king's love was measured in coins and jewels, and though he admired her beauty, his heart remained fixed on his treasure vaults. Yet time softened the edges of her fear. And when at last she bore a child, her heart overflowed with happiness. The memory of her midnight bargain had faded like a distant nightmare. She seldom thought of the strange little man or the terrible promise she had made. One night, as she cradled her newborn in the quiet of the nursery, a shadow fell across the room.
Now, my queen, I have come for what is mine.
No! I will give you all the gold in the kingdom, but not my child!
A bargain is a bargain. I do not crave gold. I crave what was freely promised.
Please.
I will give you 3 days. Discover my name, and you may keep the child.
With a mocking bow, he disappeared into the shadows, leaving the queen trembling. That night, she summoned messengers to scour the kingdom for names both common and strange. By morning, she had a list as long as a royal decree. When the little man returned the next evening, she recited every name she knew.
Casper, Melchior, Balthazar, Matthews, Andragay.
Not one of those.
The second night, the queen sent riders beyond the kingdom, to forests, mountains, and distant villages. They returned with names that sounded like whispers from forgotten tongues.
Beor, Tristram, Alaric, and Zimbriel.
She tried them all, but the little man only danced with glee.
None of these are mine. One more night, my queen, and then the kid is mine.
Desperation consumed the queen. As the third day waned, she paced the nursery nervously. At dusk, one of her messengers burst into the room, breathless from a hard ride. "My queen," he said, bowing deeply. "I ventured into the deepest part of the forest where no path leads. There I spied a curious sight. A small man dancing around a fire, singing a strange song.
Today I bake, tomorrow I brew. The next I'll have the young queen's child. Oh, how glad I am that no one knew that Rumpelstiltskin is my name. Rumpelstiltskin!
Hope flared like sunrise in the queen's heart. She thanked the messenger and waited through the night, her mind fixed on the secret. When midnight arrived, the little man appeared.
Well, my queen, do you know my name?
Is it Conrad?
No.
Perhaps Nicholas?
No.
Then perhaps your name is Rumpelstiltskin.
The devil told you that! The devil told you that!
Rage twisted his face into something almost inhuman. With a roar of fury, he spun in a circle, his patched coat flaring like a dark flame. Some say he leapt into the air and vanished,